Hey, hello, hope you're doing great. Actually, you know what? I'm sure you're doing great. Now I'm here to help you with your TOEFL test. I know how it feels at times. I don't want to pass this test. It makes you so anxious. Especially, English language test for international students. Sometimes it's super hard, even though you think you know English well, and you might. In reality, this test is more like about passing the test itself, knowing how to take the test versus knowing the English language. So you kind of need both, but the point is that you have to be aware of the structure of the test, how it works, all the deadlines, the process, the fact that it actually costs at least $200. In different countries it might vary, but this is the approximate amount for the test. So there are many questions that we can look for, search, think about, strategize, but right now behind me on this board I just want to point out a few things that we for sure will work on regardless of your case. We will touch on reading, listening, speaking and writing section. I have to go through the several text passages, several kind of stories, answer the questions accordingly. You have to listen to certain academic, either campus situations or lectures in different subjects, generic subjects normally, that you also have to answer the questions. Then you have speaking section where you have to articulate either certain opinions about certain topics, or you have to provide the logic reasoning as a reflection of what you have heard or you have read. So it's kind of an interesting exam. Writing section is tend to be sometimes quite difficult to many students because writing is literally an art. So it's very difficult to try to make something up when you write. You have to take care of your grammar, of your spelling, of your content relevance and content structure, as well as if you speak about this second portion of writing section with logical reasoning, you have to write small essay. And the first question normally refers to writing about some opinion or some story, basically answering some personal question. So we will touch on all of those because multiple sections have variety of strategies that we can test and see what works best for you in your particular case. But besides that, those sections will work on common problems that basically strike all the students along the way when they are trying to pass TOEFL test. First of all is an anxiety. It feels like to sit 3 to 4 hours. Now it's less because of used to be 4 hours with 10-minute break in between sections. When you finish reading and listening, you go to speaking and writing. Now it's a little bit less time than that, but still, you're kind of thinking, gosh, how can I sit in front of the laptop or any PC and then just straight ahead put my mind and focus on the test? You're kind of anxious, you're nervous. Even normally people at work, there is psychological research that provides an evidence that our focus only stays really productive for like 20 minutes, and then each 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, you have to have small break, 3 to 5 minutes, some kind of distraction from what you have been doing those 20 minutes. But with this test, you don't have that luxury, so you have to teach yourself how to overcome that anxiety, and we definitely will work on that. That might be even diving deep into your personality type or your lifestyle or certain productivity hacks and tips, because those really severely influence the way you will pass the test itself. Then the pacing. Pacing is basically more refers to speaking section, and you have to literally pace yourself while delivering, articulating, replying to certain questions. But overall pacing also makes sense, since after all this exam has a certain time limits. Then vocabulary. This is something refers to most students because students tend to know vocabulary of certain specifics, like maybe related to their major, like if it's legal English or business English or certain definitions from engineering. But Vocabulary here is academic, so it refers to all the subjects. Maybe you don't learn them, maybe you have learned them only in grade school and you have no idea, you don't remember. Maybe you didn't learn them in English, you learned in your in language of your home country, in your native language. So those might be chemistry, astronomy, physics, law, economics, politics, or whatever. And you're like, what? How can I know this? That's why you have to figure it out. Specific vocabulary that is meant for TOEFL test, that is meant for academic topics that this test requires you to pass. And then finally, clarity. Clarity also is a little bit generic term, but what I mean by that is the clarity of your delivery. This actually refers to speaking and writing sections. Basically, clarity of your speaking, it doesn't mean necessarily your pronunciation, because partially, but all the basically readers who will go through, evaluators of your results, they know that you will have some accent. We're all international students here, right? That's fine. But the point is, you still have to be, clear on how you deliver, how you talk, and also what you are actually talking about. Meaning, do you refer to those questions that you're trying to answer? Are you able to pinpoint the connection between those? How much of logical reasoning are you able to, recreate? So clarity is very important in your speaking section as well as your writing section. The same thing. It's just you doing the same thing either by talking or by writing, and you have to be always clear at your points, your reasoning, paragraphs, organized structure of what you're trying to talk about or to write about. So clarity is really something important. So basically this is it. We will work on strategies and common problems. You can choose, if you feel like you don't want to work on some strategies, you feel like you're really good, for example, at reading and listening, no problem. You can basically focus on speaking and writing. You can choose certain section as a service to work with us. You can go ahead and send us your recorded speaking. If you don't want to have online session, right? You can send us your recorded speakings and the questions you have been trying to answer, and we will evaluate those. We will provide you with feedback and see where we can improve your speaking, right? The same with writing. If you have certain essays you already have written, no problem. Just send them to us and we will check those. We will evaluate, proofread, check on the logical reasoning, on content relevance, all those topics that are relevant to TOEFL. Or again, we can just have the online session. It's basically online class. You can choose multiple classes and we will work on all of this. We will work and specifically customize questions and any problems that are relevant to a particular situation. Alright then, let's not waste time. Just go ahead, click button below and order your service. See you there.